IMB subsidiary. Salary Increment Process. Version 1.0. Ref document, Salary Increment Process v1.0.doc.
Document owner, Larissa Zaplatinskaka. Document author, Larissa Zaplatinskaka. Last revised, 27th of June, 2013 by Larissa Zaplatinskaka. Preface.
For current planning budgeting assumptions, a 5% global envelope of December payroll salary for the current year is being proposed. The opportunity for salary adjustment and special increases are taken into consideration. Individuals on unpaid leave are included in the exercise, excluding unpaid leave period. Only confirmed employees are included in the exercise. Any salary changes made after the 31st of December will not be captured and included in the exercise. Whenever possible, refrain from making salary changes between the time the salary increase file is captured, soon after the 31st of December, and when the raise exercise is uploaded to HR with an effective date of June the 1st. Should raises take place during the late January-May timeframe, it will not be part of the exercise. Plan to prepare additional paperwork and submit it through normal channels, to ensure the June the 1st salary rates are accurate once raise exercise results are loaded into HR system and before June payroll deadlines. Because of the manual processes involved, it is best to incorporate the pay increase forth following 3 or 6 month cycle into the off-cycle salary adjustment and not plan to give the employee any additional increase during the salary increase exercise. Who should use the document? The document should be used by employer and IBM HR and management team.
Table of contents. 1.0 Introduction. 2.0 General Policies. 3.0 Salary Increase Guidelines, Critical Dates. 3.1 Contact Names. 4.0 Key Control Points for Salary Increment Process. 5.0 Eligibility Process. 6.0 Salary Increment Exercise Process. 6.1 Due Date to complete the exercise, May 31st. 6.2 Separation of Duties Matrix. 7.0 Data Security and Privacy. 8.0 Records Retention. 9.0 Documents of Understanding. 10.0 Application and Access Management. 11.0 Approval Delegations.
Document Control.
Version. Date. Author. Subject.
1.0. The 27th of June, 2013. Larissa Zaplatinskaka. Creation of the document. Reviews approvals.
Name. Title. Date. Company. Signature. Finance Director. IBM. General Manager. Review Plan. This document will be reviewed, updated if necessary, and reissued if necessary, on at least an annual basis as long as the control point's responsibility remains in France.
Distribution list.
Name. Title. Company. 2. CC. All. Payroll Administrators. CSGDC. X. Distribution. This document may be obsolete. It is the user's obligation to verify use of the most current edition. This document should be removed from use when obsolete. Security classification. Employer confidential.
1.0 Introduction. The following table is a summary of the key components, which make up the increases for the employees and management salary increase exercise. It is important to understand the process. Therefore, please read through all the detailed information within the salary increase guidelines. Category. Definition. Eligible employee group. Pre-approval required. Deadline to submit pre-approval request. Notification date of approvals by directors. Merit. on performance evaluation.
All eligible staff.
Yes. The 1st of April. The 30th of May. Inflation.
UAE market evolution including inflationary pressure for the previous year. All eligible staff.
Yes. The 1st of April. The 30th of May. Performance.
Performance-based increments. All eligible staff.
Yes. The 1st of April. The 30th of May. Promotions.
Promotions and alignments based on manager's recommendations. All eligible staff.
Yes. The 1st of May. The 30th of May. Salary alignment.
Salary alignments based on manager's recommendation. Realignment of certain positions in the grid.
Yes. The 1st of April. The 30th of May. Secure key recourses.
Secure key recourses based on manager's recommendation. Certain positions in the grid.
Yes. The 1st of April. The 30th of May. 2.0 General policies.
Employer Dubai administers an annual process for salary adjustment and increment that are implemented on June 1st. Employer has a duty and responsibility to treat all employees in a consistent and fair manner relative to salary and benefit administration within the annual increase pool. Each team shall develop a plan that must include a merit-driven process to guide individual salary decisions. While each department and team must be concerned about consistency, the company must exert an effort to assure that there are no material inconsistencies between teams' implementation of the salary exercise. Justification for all salary adjustments must be formally documented and able to withstand independent review. Increases. Current planning budgeting assumptions include a 5% global increase. All increases will be subject to approval through employer approval process. Eligibility. The eligibility process is intended to identify and validate all employees who are eligible for salary increase. Only confirmed employees are eligible for a salary increase. Anyone who is under probation or notice period will not be included in the salary increase exercise. A confirmed employee who is on maternity, annual, or sick leave is eligible for salary increment. A confirmed employee who is on unpaid leave is eligible for salary increment pro rata, excluding the period of leave. A confirmed employee who accepts a new position or has been promoted not earlier than 3 months prior to salary increment is not eligible for a salary increase. Specific procedures and instructions for verifying and reporting eligibility are included in this document. The base salary rates of individuals who are not eligible for an increase will not be subtracted from the control totals used to calculate the overall salary increase base for each team. Control totals. Each team will be provided salary increase control totals by the HR department based on the percent level of the merit and inflation increase. Unless specifically approved by the directors, the sum of all team salary increases should not exceed global envelope. The entire salary increase exercise is based on individuals' primary assignment and monthly basic salary rates. Increase range. Individual salary increases exceeding 7% will require specific written justification. Written comments justifying raises, particularly salary adjustments and special increases, need to be specific. A generic justification for all employees within a team is unacceptable. The justification should be presented in the comment filed of salary increment Excel sheet. Team manager needs to have detailed documentation for backup information should additional facts be requested during the review process. Merit increase. The traditional merit increase process is planned for each year. It will be a permanent base increase to individual salary and is based on performance. In allocating increases from the merit increase salary pool, methods must be developed to assess an individual's merit in relation to a relevant internal peer group. The assessment must lead to differentiation in recommended salary increases, even among a group of meritorious employees. Performance planning and evaluation shall be the basic for determining merit increases for the past cycle. All employees must have at least an annual formal evaluation or probation evaluation that is the basis for their merit increases and is processed through the proper levels of review within each team. Documentation of formal evaluation must be submitted to HR. The general manager will certify in the final employee salary increment Excel sheet that the proposed merit increases are based on formal performance evaluations. Salary adjustments. Salary equity can be a factor in making salary adjustments. Equity increases are defined within the following parameters. Annually, each department and team manager reviews the data and justifies the necessity for a salary adjustment. All equity increases for employees must be based on comparisons within each team. Each manager will be allowed to skim no more than 0.5% off the top of the merit pool to address equity issues within their areas. This is not always enough to resolve all equity issues. In those cases, team managers have the opportunity to request directors to grant salary adjustments by completing the salary increment Excel sheet and submitting through appropriate channels and deadlines for consideration. Any salary adjustment must be made from the team-owned resources. There will be no special budget for salary adjustment. Special increases. In certain circumstances, it may be necessary to request special increases above and beyond regular merit and salary adjustment. The increase would be for other individually justified adjustments that cannot be accomplished through the regular merit salary adjustment process. Such special increases are calculated after the regular merit salary adjustment has been applied and must be funded from reallocations within the team. There is no special budget for special increases. Source of budget and/or peer comparisons is unacceptable justification to allow special increases. Acceptable reasons for consideration may include, but not limited to, salary compression, retention market adjustments, additional duties, with director's approval. Requests for special increases must be submitted by the team manager through salary increment Excel sheet and according to the deadline schedule outlined later in this document. If approved by directors, the salary adjustment and special salary increase will be included in the individual's new salary base, published in the final salary increment Excel sheet and forwarded to payroll administrator for processing. If a salary adjustment or special increase is denied, the directors will communicate this to the originating manager. In addition, the amount entered in the special increase filed of the Excel sheet will be removed or changed as appropriate by the payroll administrator. Off-cycle increases. Employees, who by the nature of their appointment, are scheduled to receive an increase at a time other than June 1st, should not be included in the salary increase exercise. The base rates for these individuals will be included in the overall control totals for each team. Promotions. Annual promotions continue to be part of salary increment budget. These promotions are the final results of the annual promotions administered by HR. Promotional increases are a reward for changes in title and should not reduce or otherwise offset merit increases. The changes in titles and amounts will be included in the salary increment Excel sheet. Salary increase procedures for leavers. Employees on notice are not included in the salary raise exercise if they resign. If a contract is terminated by the company, an employee may be considered for a salary increase. However, all employees on notice shall be listed in salary increment Excel sheet. Notification for an increase. Individuals should not be notified of proposed salary increases until instructed to do so by appropriate directors. Notification will occur 2 to 3 days prior to the payroll value date for the month of June.
3.0 Salary Increase Guidelines Critical Dates.
Date. Primary contacts. Activities requirements. Early March. Team managers. Identify team members for promotions and salary adjustment. Communicate to the respective directors. March 15-30. HR directors. Provide salary increment exercise guidelines. Directors will define and finalize eligibility, parameters, and assumptions for presentation. HR prepare salary increment presentation. Communicate salary increment guidelines to team managers. April 1-15. HR. Create salary increment Excel sheet for salary increase exercise. Team managers will provide an input for salary increment, adjustment, and promotions. HR is responsible for verifying that the data is complete and accurate. April 15. Team managers. Deadline to have all promotions and salary increment Excel sheet. Deadline to have all salary adjustments in salary increment Excel sheet. Deadline to have all special increases in salary increment Excel sheet. April 16:30. Team managers, directors, HR. Workshops for coordination, eligibility, and validity processes. Team managers will submit the initial proposals to the directors. Directors to review and finalize the proposals with managers. Directors will submit the finalized proposals to HR. HR to obtain validations from team manager and directors. HR to coordinate the workshops, ensuring that salary increase is within the global envelope, and the data is complete and accurate. April 30. Team managers. Deadline to have salary increase for new joiners. May 1st to 30th. Directors HR. HR will communicate salary increment parameters and guidelines to HO. Directors will clarify as if required. HO approves promotions, salary increment and adjustment. HR to obtain validation from HO, all stakeholders. HR to communicate team managers on any changes. HR to document the process. June 5-10. HR payroll team. HR will forward salary increment Excel sheet to payroll team. June 10-14. HR payroll team. Payroll team to process salary increment Excel sheet through payroll system. June 20-23. HR. HR will issue salary increment promotion letter to employees. HR will communicate to the staff on salary increment promotions. 3.1 Contact names. Name. Roles. @mail address. Phone number. Payroll technical specialist. Payroll technical specialist. HR director. Payroll administrator. Financial director. General manager. DGD. Chief accountant IBM. Payroll process specialist. Payroll process specialist.
4.0 Key control points for salary increment process.
Check that the list of employees and basic salaries are accurate. Check that employees' titles and joining dates are correct. Check that all employees are assigned to the correct team. Check that appraisal rate is correct. Check the eligibility, put 0 increment for those who are under notice or probation. Obtain validation on the above from team managers. Check that the same inflation rate applies to all eligible employees. Check that merit percentage applies to all eligible employees and based on performance. Check that all merit pay above 7% have explanation in comments field. Check that the new basic is correct. Check that the bonuses for eligible employees are correct. Check that the titles for promoted employees are correct. Check that salary increase percentage does not exceed budget allocated for salary increase. Check that the summary data is correct. Check that all validations from team managers and directors are obtained and documented. Check that salary increment Excel sheet for HO is created. Remove STE column. Remove appraisal column. Remove merit column. Remove general increase column. Add rating column. Add promotion YN column. Add adjustment YN column. Compare salary increment HO Excel sheet with salary increment, internal, sheet and ensure that both sheets are the same in terms of figures and numbers. Ensure that all validations from HO are obtained and documented prior to cutoff date.
5.0 Eligibility process.
The fifth step in the salary increment exercise is to verify eligibility. The following describes this process. 1. Initial steps. To initiate verification of eligibility, the payroll administrator should create the salary increment Excel sheet, break it down team-wise, and distribute the respective parts of the sheet to the appropriate team managers for corrections. After that, the payroll administrator should make the required changes. For this step, basic salary information is displayed on the Excel sheet and other information will remain blank. Concentrate on validating that all employees are assigned to the correct team and verify that the list of employees and basic salaries are accurate. HR team is the team responsible for assigning the employee's raise. Please verify that all employees who are to be considered for a salary increment are included, even though some individuals may finally receive a no increment recommendation. To ineligible employees, if an employee is not eligible for an increase, the payroll administrator should input a not eligible in the comments filed. They will be included to the salary base, but excluded from further salary increment. They will appear in future salary increment Excel sheet. Provide a brief explanation in the comments filed of why each individual is being excluded. X, probation, notice, etc. 3. Missing employees. If an employee is missing from the data file, contact HR team. HR team will determine the case and add the missing employee, as if required. 4. Incorrect team. If an employee is missing from the report, it may be because he or she is assigned to a different team. Contact HR team and the team will Chief Operation Officer knit the change between the two teams and or modify the salary increment Excel sheet. Remember, an employee can only be assigned to one team, and it should be the team of the manager responsible for determining their salary increment. 5. Verification deadline. The deadline date to complete the verification process is April 15th. Return a copy of approved employee eligibility report to HR team so the next phase of the process can begin. 6. Multiple teams. The salary increment exercise will be based on the primary assignment and monthly basic salary. Employees with multiple assignments, who work for multiple teams, will need to be identified and steps taken for their salary increase exercise. Each case will be handled individually through normal HR procedures to make adjustments to concurrent assignments after the regular raise exercise is completed. HR team will also produce a report to identify individuals with multiple assignments, who work for different teams, and pass on the information to the directors.
6.0 Salary Increment Exercise Process.
The salary increment Excel sheet will be provided for salary increment exercise. The team-wise breakdown of the sheet will be provided through emails to the respective team managers. The documents will be provided on April 1st. The information below highlights the steps that need to be taken and control points to follow. Payroll administrator will be responsible for entering all data into salary increment Excel sheet. Payroll administrator should work with the team managers and directors to gather this information. Prior to submission, all increases must be approved by the directors. Payroll administrator will enter amounts on the sheet and supply relevant information in the comment area as explained throughout this document. The salary change and new salary amount will be computer generated and displayed on the salary increment Excel sheet. The increase percent will be calculated and displayed on the sheet. A total salary increase, by individual, that exceeds 7% will require justification in the comments field. There are 3 main categories in which the payroll administrator will enter increases for an individual: merit, inflation, and bonus. The entire salary increment exercise is based on individual monthly basic salary rate. Merit increases are based on evaluation of performance for the previous year. Inflation increase remains the same for everyone and reflects to the previous current year inflation rates from government or authorized sources reports. Bonuses are based on evaluation of performance for the previous year and are subject to approval by directors. Salary adjustment and special increases should be handled through the merit increase process, and should be higher than general merit increase. All salary adjustments, special increases, and bonuses require prior approval from general manager. Upon approval, the percentage of special increase or salary adjustment is entered in merit field. The percentage of bonus is entered in bonus field. The percentage is based on the current basic salary. Within the comments area, provide a brief explanation of the special increase and salary adjustment. These increases will be covered by merit increase. Promotions. The promotion should be handled through the merit increase process and should be higher than general merit increase. Entries for individuals receiving promotional increases and related title changes will be input by the payroll administrator. Procedures for changing title and tenure status for this process continue to be the responsibility of HR. New joiners increase. Newly joined employees, who would not complete a 1 year of service with the company on 1st of June, will get salary increment pro rata. Employees on unpaid leave. Employees, who have been on unpaid leave since the last annual salary increment, will get salary increment pro rata, excluding unpaid leave period. Rounding. Enter salary increases so that the new salary figures are in even 100s whenever possible, i.e., AED 10,800 rather than AED 10,789. Control numbers. Control numbers should not exceed the budgeted number for salary increment. Increases promotions outside the annual salary increment promotions. No salary increment promotions 3 months prior to the annual salary increment. Staff, whose basic salaries have been changed on June 1st, should not get promoted or get salary increase for the next 6 months, except internal recruitment. Staff, whose basic salary rates have not been changed on June 1st, can get promoted salary increase not earlier than July 1st. Upon approval from team managers, a list of individuals eligible for salary increment promotions outside the normal time frame will be provided to the general manager and appropriate directors for approval. No further explanations or approvals will be required from the team managers. After payroll administrator completes all the tasks, he or she will prepare the salary increment Excel sheet to HO for approval. HO will review final recommendations and can modify submitted recommendations. HO will communicate these changes to payroll administrator. After HO approves the salary increment Excel sheet to HO, the payroll administrator will forward the sheet to payroll team in Marseille for processing. Note: salary increment granted outside the normal June 1st timeframe must not be included in control calculations for the overall salary increase and must not be factored into the total budget availability for salary increment. Notification of increases. Individuals should not be notified of their recommended salary increases until instructed to do so by the finance director or general manager. Notification will occur around June 21st through communication from HR and handing over salary increment letters. 6.1 Due date to complete the exercise, May 31st. Final reports. Salary increment Excel sheet internal. Salary increment Excel sheet HO. All team managers should submit their input to the directors not later than April 15th. All team managers should include any relevant documentation that is needed to more clearly explain the proposed new basic salary. All directors should submit the proposed salary increment Excel sheet to HR team not later than May 1st. HR team should send proposed salary increment sheet to HO not later than May 15th. HR team should obtain approval from HO not later than May 31st. HR team should process the approved salary increment for payroll not later than June 10th. 6.2 Separation of duties matrix. Planning separation of duty. Define parameters for salary increment. Create salary increment Excel sheet. Verify the data. Forward sheet to directors. Obtain input from team managers. Validate input. Collect completed and validated Excel sheet. Verify compliance with the process. Forward to HO. Approve salary increment file. Forward to payroll team. Process within the payroll.
7.0 Data security and privacy. This part is included in the Contractor Support Administrative Enter Employer it Employer, not signed today. All mails between employer and IBM containing personal or sensitive data must be encrypted. If the files joined contain personal or sensitive data, they must have a password and the password must be sent separately. Employer has also to apply these rules. 8.0 Records retention. Objective: to ensure employer records are properly classified and stored in order to safeguard employer informational assets and those documents are properly maintained to comply with regulatory retention requirements. Risk: failure to store and classify documents exposes employer to potential loss of informational assets. Failure to retain documents exposes employer to regulatory compliance issues, including an inability to substantiate legal documents. Control description. Policy is being put in place in IBM Marseille. 9.0 Documents of understanding. Objective: to ensure internal DOU and SLA documentation is approved, complete and up to date. Risk: Incomplete or undocumented DOUs SLAs could result in improper separation of duties, undefined roles and responsibilities, improper reporting to management, lack of documented approvals, and significant changes to process relationships without a corresponding change to terms and conditions on DOUs and SLAs. Control description. DOUs SLAs are being put in place between IBM Marseille and employer. DOI will be part of this document. 10.0 Application and Access Management. Objective: to ensure 1. Controls exist for proper safeguarding of applications and IT tools, for example, databases, spreadsheets, that support financial activities for accurate financial reporting. 2. The prevention of unauthorized transmission of data. 3. Applications and or storage medias, for example CD, that collect or process personal information, PI, and sensitive personal information, SPI, comply to IBM corporate standards, for example ITCS 300, ITCS 329, ITCS 104. Risk: IBM financial results could be misstated due to 1. Unauthorized, ineffective, or improper use of applications and or the handling of stored data. Control description. 1. Currently, employer has no access to site. 2. Employer has access to e-temptation to view only. 11.0 Approval delegations. Employer has no delegation in place, however, salary increment is validated by employer payroll administrator and finance director.
The author of this project has been unemployed for 15 months, has a loan of $50,000 from Standard Chartered Bank. The loan was taken for another person, and he fled. The author faces jail and has a disabled daughter. Any help with earning would be greatly appreciated.